Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I am planning for the month of August and figuring out, do I have enough income coming in to support all the expenses going out? And I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure. It depends on how much is balanced forward from July. July is not quite over with yet. We have 10 days left in July, and then I will know for sure exactly where I'm at. But yes, I need to figure out how close or how tight the budget will be for the month of August, and I do believe it's going to be tight. So let's go ahead and dive in and get this video started. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, I have my monthly laid out already. I already have exactly what's coming out as far as bills or what I plan to spend on what day. So if I have appointments that I need, let's say like when we do our haircuts, I have 3 stickers here that tell me haircuts and how much we plan to spend. This might fluctuate because this is where I might run into a little trouble not having enough money for the month of August, but we will have to wait and see. So yes, I have things like haircuts. If you have doctor's appointments, you have copays, I would put a sticker down that says, hey, my copay is $25. I have an appointment that day, potentially. And as long as it doesn't get canceled, you know you have to spend that money. So you can put expense stickers down for that. I have all my bills that are auto drafted and then I manually have withdrawn, usually through my bank. I do bill pay in my bank where you put your bills and their addresses and all that stuff, and the bank will cut a check or electronically send the amount due to that particular company. Utilities are usually pretty connected with the banks, so they don't actually send checks, they just electronically do it. So your natural gas, your city utilities, or your, let's see, what else? Gas. Electric bill, things like that. So those are the things that you would have to have ready and set up in your planner and in your budget for when the paydays hit. So as you see, I marked my paydays. I went back. I didn't do my own stickers this time. These are my Agenda 52. I still have some of these left. And I've been using this for like over a year and I still have plenty of stuff in here. Not all of it applies, but I got this at Hobby Lobby. So if you're interested in it, that's where I got the rest of the stickers are mine. I cut and print my own. I don't sell them. I am still learning my craft on this. I might sell them in the future, or I just might make them for myself. And right now I'm just enjoying learning and making things for myself and having a lot of fun doing it. So that's really, really cool. So I have a list over here, what incomes come in, and then expenses that I actually put on my Visa credit card. And I like to track when things happen to make sure everything that was supposed to come out does come out. Now, these budget sheets I sell in my Etsy store. It's Lisa's Faith Budget Plan. And I really enjoy using these. And I love that when others can use them and help themselves in their debt payoff journey or just keeping in line with the budget and making sure every penny counts to their advantage and not pay penalties on interest and things like that. So yeah, I love using budget sheets. I love the ones I created, and there are people that love it too. So if you're interested in these, please go visit my Etsy store. It's listed in the description box down below. These are actually just PDFs. I have them in 3 sizes, 8.5 by 11, which is what you see here, classic happy planner size, where I reduce it down, and I have cut mark. Well, I don't reduce it down. It's a 8.5 by 11 page PDF, but I have cut marks on the places where you should cut your happy planner size and an A5 size. So if you print it at 100%, that's what you should have. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, let me know. I would love to have some feedback on those particular sizes, but the 8.5 by 11, this is how it comes out. I did learn that there are things like good notes, and I wonder if I have an other note PDF writable things for the Android and the iPad. Good Notes is on the iPad, and I have a copy right here. And I just took my PDF and I opened Good Notes, and you can put my budget sheets on here and use them. And if you want to use them electronically, you can. I'll do this later. I don't know. I don't get into GoodNotes very much, but I was just testing it out and see if my PDFs would work. And sure enough, as you can see here, I just kind of typed in a little text box, and you just kind of hit the text box, you mark a space, and then you just start typing. And you can put this in GoodNotes if this is something that you are interested in and you just want a simple PDF to work with. Yeah, you can use these for yourself and have it electronically. So you don't even have to print it out or use ink if you already have a tablet of some sort or a mobile device or whatever GoodNotes and those Note PDF writables are on. This should work. So, try it out if this is something you do. It's a lot of fun. I don't have to do anything extra. Just, download the PDF and then add it to your GoodNotes and you'll be good to go. So I'm excited about that. I didn't realize that stuff was out there, and I'm doing digital products. So this is really, really cool for me. So this is taken care of. What we're going to do today is we're going to find out the numbers. So I'm going to write all the income that you saw listed over here, and I'm going to write all the bills that are listed all over the calendar plus my spending categories, which is not on my calendar. I do that with a weekly check-in and keep it tracked over there. So I'm going to pop these pages out. I'm going to zoom in and we are going to get started. Okay, here we go. So this is the budget sheet. Now, when I sell these budget sheets in my Etsy store, I do not have this many lines. I personalize mine to fit me and what I do, because I like to write out every single time there's a deposit, and we have several things that come in through the month, and then leave a couple extra lines for anything else, like refunds or whatever. I do know we are getting the child tax credit, and I actually get one for my son who's 17. He turned 17 in June. He was eligible, and we get $250. So we got $250 in July, and we'll probably get $250. We didn't opt out of it, but what we are doing is we're just putting it in savings unless we absolutely need it for something. And so far, we have a pretty healthy savings going on right now. And so we're not too concerned, but I want to keep the money put aside because there were talk about potentially issues with having to owe money during tax season. And I don't want to owe money either. So we're just going to keep it aside. If we owe during tax season next year, then we will go ahead and use the child tax credit that it gave us and just pay the taxes with it. And if we don't owe anything, then that's a nice little graduation gift for my son who's graduating next year, and money for his graduation. I mean, hey, why not? It's about him anyway. We got it because of him. And if we don't need it for anything else, why not give it to him? So yeah, he's a senior next year and he's graduating. So I'm going to go ahead and write and list out the income. And then I will come back and talk about the amounts and what we plan for the month. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I have everything written down as far as what categories I believe deposits will be made into the checking account. Balance forward, anything left over in the checking account from July that gets left there is balanced forward to August, and I include it in the numbers. So for now, I am not going to budget anything for the balance forward. I want to see and make sure I have enough money based on the income that's actually coming in. So I'm just going to put $0 here. And then what actually balances forward is what I'm going to put here when the actual happens at the end of the month. This is almost like a mock budget. Your budget here is your almost a mock budget, close to when things are about to happen, just to make sure you have enough income for the entire month coming in to cover all the bills and planned expenses. And I will get to that in just a little bit. So I do plan, and this is a regular deposit every month. My husband was 20 years Navy. He retired. This is what he gets. It's $1,497.18. And this is after medical, dental, vision, taxes, things like that. So VA disability. So when he went to the VA and was scanned head to toe and they ran the numbers, this is what he gets for serving 20 years and being compensated for being broken when he gets out. So that's kind of how we look at it. $2,160.18. So those two are very regular. They do adjust for cost of living every year, so that might fluctuate next year. But other than that, this is what we get every year or every month. And rent. Our son gets SSI money, and we take $664.00 for the rent. Now you see dividends here. We do get dividends. It's usually 2 or 3 pennies in a month, depending how much money is in the account. Is very low. Very low. But I want to account for those pennies, so when the actual number hits, I will put the amount my son pays rent. He gets the full amount as far as SSI, but this is what we keep, and then he keeps the rest, and then I'll add the pennies over here so the numbers match up. And what he keeps, he gets to spend on recreation, clothing, entertainment, whatever. He pays us rent to cover utilities and housing and food and, the everyday stuff. So he really doesn't do anything different than before. He doesn't really have to budget anything because I still take care of things like I did before he became an adult. But he does have his own money to do things for himself. So that's kind of cool. Occasionally he'll buy a video game or, things like that. So salary, a base salary for my husband every month, at the minimum, he would get $2,313.28. So I'm going to write that twice. If he is traveling on business, which I think these checks will not have that on there. He was traveling last month, but he's not traveling over the summer. That is overtime money, and I have to adjust for that when that happens, but I always budget for this, the minimum he brings home. This is after taxes. This is after his Roth's taken out. This is after everything. So, this is what hits the bank account as a deposit. Now, I'm going to put 0 for child tax credit here until it hits the bank account. Even though I know it probably is, I don't want to count on it for anything. And all I'm going to do is put it in savings anyways. So when the actual happens, I'll have whatever the actual is. And if it's the same as the last month, it'll be $250. And then down here as a unbudgeted thing, I will just put a note saying child tax credit in savings, transfer to savings, minus $250. So it comes in and it goes out into savings. I just want to make a note of it so I have a placeholder for it and I can write something down. I have these 3 lines. You never know what's going to pop up. So we're going to let that happen. And now we're going to go to the bills. So I'm going to list out all the bills like I did before with the income. And then we'll come back and talk about the actual amounts that we're going to be paying. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So here we go. I have my expenses listed down and my spending categories. And I realized I made a mistake on my notes over here that I didn't include Hopewell on the proper weeks. Because what I like to do, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to, I sell budget sheets with bills and expenses like this where you can just list them out. Or you can do variable and fixed. And so however you want to do it, however it processes for you, that's how I would recommend you set it up. I don't have a lot of variable, and I don't really nitpick on the variable because I'm very close to how much we spend in those variable categories, which is normally just the utilities and our spending categories. So having a budgeted amount, I try to make sure it's high enough to cover whatever our utilities is, and thankfully our utilities, there's only 3 that I have listed. Natural gas I know before the first of the month, so I don't have to worry about that. I guess for the electric, I either go higher or I put what I spent the previous month and just know it's going to go up or down a few dollars based on what season it is. are we running the air conditioning? Or are we running the heater? If the heater is being run, then the gas bill is going to go up. If the electricity is going up, it's usually summer when the air conditioning is running all the time. So those are the things there. City utilities, it's a every other month pay, so I always put $100 to city utilities because we average $200 every other month. And so that kind of offsets the cost. I go ahead and prepay 1 month, and then the next month I pay the city utilities. I don't have to once I get the bill. So they'll have a credit and then it'll be ready. And then I get a bill, like last month, it was just under $100. So we were good to go. It was really awesome to be able to kind of figure that out and just pay them in advance. And then on the months we don't have a bill, and then the months we do have a bill, I just pay the exact amount and then start all over again. So that kind of works. I don't like utilities that I don't do monthlies, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that. So mortgage, my mortgage is going up. So they did the escrow and I was short $163 or $68. I can't remember which. And so I always pay the difference of the shortage, and then they adjust your mortgage, not necessarily the mortgage amount, but they adjust the property tax that they're prepaying for you in the mortgage in the escrow. So the property tax is what changes. The mortgage principal and interest does not change. And the only other thing that could change is the homeowner's insurance that they pay for you. And the homeowner's insurance only changes if the homeowner insurance goes up or down or whatever, or you switch companies. And that's okay. Right now it's just the property tax. So it went up about, let's see, I was paying $19.8006 last month, and this time I'm paying $19.90.98. And the reason I can remember this number is the year I met my husband was in 1990, and I was 16 years old, and our first son was born in 98. So that's how I memorize numbers. I don't know why. Events in my life and the numbers. So that works for me, and our mortgage is one of those that's large enough that I can do that with. The rest of these are pretty simple. So Greater Europe Mission is a tithe gem here to our VA, or my husband's VA disability. It was a decision we made when he first started getting it, and he was so grateful that it was what it was, that he's like, I want to tithe this, and that is where we came up with that number after praying. And we support a missionary family that we absolutely adore and pray for all the time. Haircuts. So my son and my husband get a haircut every other Friday. So this is $40 is what I pay for the two of them. And she comes to our house. So she's got gas money to spend and all that stuff. So I'm grateful for her. Helping Hands. This is a tithe to the military retirement check. It's $2,000, not $2,000, $200. That's just something we give to our community at our church. If anybody needs help, needs extra finances, or, things that they need to take care of, we're there for them, and we want to support them and support the church. And the church makes all the decisions. We just provide the finances or the income for it. Natural gas, that is dropping because I'm not using much of our natural gas because, one, it's not winter, and two, I wash most of my clothes on cold, not hot. And then I hate doing dishes, so I do run the dishwasher sporadically, and so it's dropped down to, let's see, $32.22. And usually it can drop down all the way to $25 in the summer. It just depends on price of gas for natural gas for the home and things like that. But we have a hot water heater that's gas, and then we have a fireplace, which we're not using. And that's all I really think. Oh, and our heat, but it's summertime, so we're not using our heater. And that takes gas. So the next thing we have is Humana Health. Now, the rent that my son pays, most of that goes to this. It's $459, I think. $459 for his health insurance to stay with the doctors that we have and all the things. Boss Land and Lawn this month, I count the number of Thursdays, and that because that's usually when our landscaper comes and cuts our grass. and that came to $220 this month. There were only 4 Thursdays instead of 5, and we do 55 a week, so that was $220. And then tithe is $310 here, and that is our salary check tithing. Geico, that is $107.43, and that's a monthly thing that we have. Electric, I'm budgeting $200 because we run the air conditioning a lot. It may not be $200 when we have to pay it then, but yeah, it's creeping up, and we've had 90, 100 degree day heat in Virginia here for a little while, and yeah, it just seems to be running all the time. Hopefully while we go on vacation, we can have it low enough that it doesn't run all the time, and it'll be okay, and we can save some money that way, but I don't know if it'll fall under this bill pattern or not. Probably, because this is half of, yeah, this should be part of that. So we'll see if it goes that high or not. A life insurance for me and my entire family is $87.56. Vivint is our home security system. 50, what is it? $56.46. All right. City utilities. This in August we do not have a bill. I just got a bill in July, so I won't have one in August. And so I'm just going to put $100 and pay them $100. And then when September comes, they'll tell me exactly to the penny what the bill would be minus this $100. And it just gives a credit to the account is all it does. And that's how I pay my bill. I love it. I don't have to set up a schedule or anything. I just remember on months that I don't have a bill. I just send $100 and it's even every month. Sinking funds. Let's see. We are doing 300 and checking my notes and I can't find them. Okay, $380.66. Sprint, I'm going to put $290 because it's fluctuating a little bit with pennies and service fees and stuff. So it's never gone over $290. It's for 4 phones that we own all 4 phones, which is awesome. Visa, this time we're going to $300 because we have not switched our Hopewell to go to the Visa like I had hoped, but that's okay. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. So no more than $300 is going to go to the Visa as far as purchases and subscriptions and stuff, which is what, let me see. Yeah, which is what this is about. These expenses are things that go onto our Visa credit card. I only do this to keep it active, and I do this to keep the credit score kind of hovering about the same level. Right now it's, I think, at very good, or not the highest. I think it's 753 right now. My credit score is anyway. And I get that from Experian.com. I do the free stuff. I don't pay for anything. So that's about it. But these are the things that come and get charged to that account. And I tried to get the Hopewell set up, which is our Christian counseling service. And I messed it up. And so they're not charging that credit card. They're charging our debit card, which I'm perfectly fine with because we're paying cash regardless. So I just have to budget it into the month and then make sure I have it under the right paycheck periods. So tithe again, this is for the second salary check for $310. Verizon, covered my notes, hold on a second. All right, there we go. So Verizon, what have I got for Verizon? $82.71. You'd think I'd have this one memorized. It hasn't changed in a couple of years, so I just can never remember it. So anytime we go to Christian Counseling Service, Hopewell, we're just working on our marriage. It's not in trouble, but it could go south if we don't take care and maintain and really work on our relationship. And that's what we're doing for the family, for ourselves, and walking it out with God. But it is it's not covered by insurance at all. So you have to pay out of pocket, which is fine. We are willing to do that because you know what? We are consumer debt free, and this gives us the freedom to do that. And this is something extremely valuable for us. And I do not want to neglect our family and our marriage. So we are going to go, we scheduled 3 visits for this month around vacation time. So we're going to go 3 times. And then there should be another haircut and color. When I say haircut, it's my husband, my son, and sometimes me. And I get my hair, she colors my hair and she cuts my hair and she styles it and all that good stuff. So that would be for all four of us $100 there and about, depending on what she does. I think we're actually going to do a toner next time, and then she's going to do a color the next month. So there's that. So this is the month of August. I'm going to do what I typically do. I fluctuate from $1,200 to $1,000 on grocery household stuff. Groceries, edible food, as well as cleaning supplies and bathroom stuff and toiletries and all the things. So if you can get it in a regular Food Lion grocery store, Walmart, Grocery Market, Kroger's, Harris Teeter, if you buy it there and it's a grocery and you get it all at once, or even a commissary for those military. I stopped going to the commissary a long time ago. But yeah, if you can buy it there, then that is where I put it under one category, which is why it's $1,000 for the entire month. And then restaurants, we typically on average do $650 for the entire family, mostly me and my husband, and then once a week with our kids and stuff. Miscellaneous, $550. This is random stuff. Like this past month, I bought new shoes. Sometimes I buy planner stuff for myself, or my husband will need, he wanted a personal fan the other day, so he bought a personal fan to sit because he's so hot and he just can't. He needs the airflow and it has to be right on him. He carries around everywhere. So he has that. What else have we bought on Amazon lately? Usually it's Amazon that we buy, or if we're at Walmart and we're picking up random things, shirts, shoes, socks, underwear, whatever. Just random stuff that doesn't fall under grocery, household, restaurants, or gasoline. It goes under the miscellaneous category. Gasoline, I think I'm going to do $300 because... Is that what I put? Yeah, $300 because gas prices have gone up to $3 a gallon. And my husband is driving back and forth from work more and going to the office. So I just want to make sure there's plenty in that section to cover his gas needs. And then what I need for gas as well. So yeah, that is what we have. So let's go ahead and put these together. I'm going to total these up. Just kind of slide it like that. And we're going to get a total of income. And then I got to total the income. I didn't do that earlier. And then we're going to total all these expenses. And we're going to see how close we are. I have a feeling we will be over budget a little bit. But I have flexibility. Because when I did the original budget, I didn't have Hopewell listed yet. Because I didn't know what appointments we would have. And then other things going on. So let's go ahead and get started. I will be right back. So, without the child tax credit and without the balance forward from July, what I have to work with is, let's see, $8,947.92 for the entire month. So, 94792. All right, now we're going to total up what I've put down for expenses and see if we can stay under that number. And I don't know. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the correct number now. I must have missed something, skipped over something, or didn't put enough zeros or something. I don't know what I did. But the number I've come up twice, and I double checked my math, was $8,328.77. The first time it was off a little bit. So I'm going to make that a negative. I'm going to add this $8,947.92. And that is going to give me roughly left over at the end of the month, $619.15. So I hope to be able to save this amount of money at the end of August. Potential savings for my emergency fund. We're not really focusing it much on it right now because we're focusing on our marriage and marriage counseling. And the reason is right now is a good time to do it. We have the cash to do it. We have a decent little starter emergency fund in the $10,000 range. And it's not 6 months of expenses, but it's close enough that if something happened, it would get us through. And then right now we want to focus on this, and when we are done with that, then we'll go back to maybe more gazelle intense putting into the emergency fund and get that 3 to 6 month up all the way to 6 months. And because my husband does get a military retirement check and a VA disability check every month, and our son pays us rent, we're not too concerned that the bottom will fall out of us if my husband lost his job. So that is checks that come in regardless if he works. Now it's the salary checks making up that difference. That's what's going to eat away at how we live and what we're doing. So yeah, we will be fine in the initial start, but we would have to definitely make changes and find a cheaper place to live if he lost his job, which I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're doing pretty good. They love him. He works well with them. It's great so far. So we are happy there. And he's been there quite a while now, so through the pandemic and to today. So yeah, this is the budget. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to get my notebook back together and we'll close out this video. Okay, so that's it. We have all of our necessities for the budget. I have my checkoffs where expense stickers where I can check off as things happen and make sure we're on track and that bills came out and that the amounts match what we were supposed to have for what was charged actually in the account. I can track my income, any credit card purchases and things like that. My budget is already set up. I know about how much should be coming in, and I know how much income and expenses what the difference is and what I could potentially save for the month. So we'll see what happens if we save or just roll it over. Again, we are not gazelle intense in savings right now. We are working on mental health and physical health and vacationing and all that. And that could be reflected in here. I'm not sure exactly how, because I do have in my savings account our vacation money for the end of August. So I'm not sure how true these numbers are going to be. Is it part vacation, part what we normally spend, or are there differences? What's going on? So that will remain to see. So we'll see what happens. I really did enjoy putting this together. I love the sunflowers and the brightness, just ending the summer strong, fun and shining bright. And so that's why I love these budget sheets this month. And I'm excited to get started and get into it, but I do not want to rush time because I want to savor every moment we have with each other and not rush the year by. So I hope you have an amazing and blessed day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.